Hello friends, welcome to the video which describes the description of a detailed explanation of a project. Our project name is a cryptographic technique for heterogeneous sensor networks, which is implemented by D. Maruti, K. Akhil, V. Krishna and V. Prashant under the guidance of Dr. Padmala and Naik Madam. Our project mainly deals with the wireless sensor networks. Nowadays, sensor networks have many applications in following areas like military, healthcare, environment, etc. Our project deals about sensor networks, which is a special kind of ad hoc networks. What actually we do in our project is, we have a number of nodes in a cluster. We select the source node and the destination node. We send the data from the source node to the destination node in a cryptographic manner. That is, the data which is sent is a cipher. We use encryption technique, some RSA encryption technique for encrypting the data, and simultaneously we decrypt the other side. Sending a data or a message from one node to the another node using a cryptographic algorithm, which is RSA algorithm. In our project, we actually have three modules: user interface module, sending module, and cryptographic module. We use Java as a front end and SQL as a back end. First, we need to create the clusters and enter the number of nodes. We actually go into the execution of project. We have three batch files here, which is CMV, registration, and run. By clicking the CMV batch file, we compile all the files, and after we have no error, so we can proceed to the execution of the project. By clicking on the run batch file, we actually start the execution of project, which is start with a file called EC server. By executing it, you can see a box here, which is enter the number of nodes in a cluster. By pressing 4, it creates 4 nodes in a cluster. You can see here these number of nodes. These nodes which are created here are in a random manner. We have a cluster header here. We start the registration of this cluster header by clicking on it. We give a name called node 1 to it, and we register to the node 1 by pressing the register button. You get a password for it, which this password is actually for authenticating this cluster header. By pressing it OK, all these details of this cluster header will be stored onto the database simultaneously in the backend. We start the registration of other nodes which are present in this interface by pressing this registration batch file. See, we start with the node 2. After pressing this register button, node 2 send a registration request is, we get this by clicking it OK. ID is created for this node 2, and which is stored onto the database. You have this MST request. By clicking onto this get coordinates, we will be getting all the details regarding this node 2. See, like X coordinate, which is 23, and Y coordinates, which is 29, which is present here, node 2. And you can see the registration. Once the registration is over, you can see the icon here, and we proceed to another registration of node 3. Register. By clicking it OK, ID is created for it. You get the MST request, get coordinates. You will be getting all the coordinates. Another registration for node 4. Register. Register. Node 4 send the registration request, and ID is generated for it, and MST request. MST request for all the 3 nodes are present here. Yes. Now you can see on the screen all these 3 MST requests for all the 3 nodes. Here there is another button called construct MST. By clicking on it, okay, but you can select any of the nodes from node 2 to node 4. You can construct MST for any of the nodes. By selecting, now we are actually taking node 2. By clicking on this construct MST button, see, neighboring nodes for these are node 1, node 2, node 3 and node 4. By clicking OK, you get another window called key request. By get details, you will be getting the details of node 2. You will be requesting the key, and by key requesting, the public and private key for this node 2 will be displayed here, and it will be generated automatically. So you can see here our RSA public key is of 1024 bits, and by pressing this communication button, we actually start the communication between these 2 nodes. We know the source node, but we don't know the destination node. Here we are entering the destination node here. Since node 2 is the source node, we will be selecting other nodes, like now we are selecting node 4. We will be entering a message called hi, welcome to our project. By clicking on send, the encrypted data is shown here in the file content, and similarly you will be getting another window called message received. Here the encrypted text is shown. You can see, you can verify it, which is equal to it, which is similar to it. Here there is another box called decrypted text. Once you click this button, see the decrypted text of it is shown here. This is how we implement our project. The main aim of our project is sending the data from one node to the another node. We done the task. Thank you.